Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for spending some time. I know time is the most precious gift we all have, so thank you for choosing to be here. Today, I kind of just wanted to put a little fun out into the universe and go over some information out of a book called The Wisdom of the Rays. And this is the Masters Teach, Volume 1. And this is kind of interesting, and I thought some of you might want to see what this has to say. And we're only going to read just a small part of this, but we will be reading from chapter 44. And it's called The Lighted Thought Behind the Creator's Overall Plan. And it was written and channeled through Saint Germain. And this was channeled in December 22nd, 1996. Good afternoon, my scribe. It is I, Germain, come in the light of Aton, the one light. Find balance, for the frequency shift at first may be a bit annoying to you in the physical. Let us take up the subject of light this day. You ones have the need for this knowledge at this time. Knowledge and truth are not just for the few, to be secreted away so that they can control you by keeping you in ignorance of that which is your heritage. Your body, your soul, and your mind are all comprised of light in various stages of compression. Your body, along with all of its physical matter, is a functioning electromagnetic holographic projection of Creator's thinking. And that's exactly what I was shown when I was a child, when I was asking God how He made me. He showed me a thought came out of this light, and it created a bubble of information of light, and my image was inside of that bubble, and it had a sound, and it was amazing what He was showing me. So this makes sense. Your body, along with the physical matter, is a functioning electromagnetic holographic projection of the Creator's thinking. I completely resonate with that. The basic technology for this form of manifestation exists on your planet at this time and shall be used again for those who choose to remain in ignorance of that which is taking place down here. These are the holographic projection devices that your would-be controllers that use the light beams focused together in both etheric and physical space in order to give the illusion of physical substance. These are merely toys that can be quite convincing, as you ones were so easily fooled by the last comet. He then describes how Hale-Bopp, the comet that came through in 96, was not what we thought, and the people that witnessed it were not expecting to see something else appear in the field of view along with the comet. Many ones are waking up and no longer falling for the illusion propaganda, and therein lies the biggest threat to the success of the Dark Elite's New World Order agenda. Regardless, Comet Hale-Bopp remains as a timing clue in the larger play of the unfolding, no matter how it came into being. Creator uses mind to manifest two aspects of light that are complementary polar opposites of one of another. These are the father and mother sexed pairs that comprised the golden white light and the silver white light. The Creator combines these pairs in a dimensional manner that spans some 26 dimensions of creation in order to manifest the known universe in a balanced, self-regenerating, and evolving manifestation. Your play toys are used merely 4 dimensions to manifest their seemingly real images of light. So again, I will say, your play toys use merely 4 dimensions to manifest their seemingly real images of light. Creator has created the universe so that we, as individual fragments, can explore and come into knowing of the workings and the thinking of the one who encompasses all. God is a static, non-moving entity who exists everywhere. All that you can perceive exists within the one who created that which you see all around you. Thus, you can see that you too have the potential of existing everywhere, and that time and space actually place no limits on your exploration of the universe or God's mind. Creator sends out these 2 primary rays of his creation and combines them in a manner that will cause them to produce such tremendous pressures that will actually condense the light into matter. At first, prior to the known universe, there was a null void that had no vibration or potential. It was nothing. Creator then split himself into 2, thus manifesting a difference in potential. This rapidly filled the nullness and the void and set into motion the electric wave universe that we now have come to experience. This electric wave universe was programmed from inception to expand, propagate, and regenerate itself in such a manner that very creation would evolve as an entity all its own. Thus, you have a living universe that could be viewed as God manifest. This living universe was given a consciousness. This consciousness is what many refer to as God, Creator, creation. Creator, creation, is that which split into the 2 primary polar expressions and set the entirety of that which we refer to as God in motion. As the universe grew and expanded its awareness of that which it is, it came into the awareness of the laws of creation and split of itself and gave forth individual assignments to these self-maintaining energy thought projections. Thus came into being the conscious souls that are you and I. From this explanation, you have the basic understanding of history, of your universe, as well as of your consciousness. This coming into being from the vast nothingness came out of all that is. This awesome nothingness is what we refer to as the creation. In your language, for there are no other words to describe that which is indescribable. To truly understand this, you will need to feel it. Feel the basic pulse of the universe that is, in itself, the very pulse of Creator creation. The pulse exists outside of the restrictions of time and space and permeates the entirety of every and all dimensions. This is, in effect, the interconnectedness of the all. You have each within you the potential to experience this form of creating, but only after you have proven that you can be responsible for that which you create. This is why you are where you are on this day, experiencing one of the various densities of that which Creator has created for you, so that you can come into an understanding of how your thoughts and actions affect the entirety of creation. Down here, we have a condition, usually referred to as karma, and also known as the laws of cause and effect. This is a condition that you agreed to prior to participating in the growth experience that you now find yourself working within. This condition states that you shall have to balance out that which you have caused to be unbalanced. This goes for thoughts as well as actions. When you can learn the balance and to balance these conditions of unrest, you will have graduated from that school and you will move on and help others learn the same lessons. You have ones down there, meaning here, who simply refuse to accept that any of their thoughts and actions will affect anything else, other than that which is there in the physical right there in front of them. These ones are, through their ignorance and dense state of mental compression, the 2% who control the planet upon which we live. You may ask, how could this be? The laws of creator creation all work for the all without prejudice. These dark ones have little or no conscious. They in turn will take actions that normal souled beings would not have allowed themselves to take, for the lighted ones realize that it is wrong to infringe upon the rights of another. These 2% of your population are manifesting tremendous debt, which must eventually be balanced out. And they realize this not. These ones shall not be allowed to continue forever in their ignorance. The Creator shall, at some point, recall that which He has created and balance it out in a responsible manner, that which He Himself has allowed to persist. Prior to the recalling unto Himself, these ones shall be given every opportunity to come into the recognition of what they are doing. Some shall wake up to this higher reality of which they are doing, but many will refuse, absolutely refuse to learn, and thus they shall remain in ignorance. In the meantime, these ones serve a purpose for your lighted ones who need to see both sides of the coin so that you can learn the wisdom of following God's laws. According to the laws of cause and effect, you cannot graduate from the wheel of reincarnation until you can balance out all that you have unbalanced. This does not mean that you cannot work on other aspects of your growth, but it most certainly means that you cannot put the third dimensional experience behind you unless and until you balance that which you have created imbalance in the third dimensional realms. So all that you've created in imbalance or unbalance in this realm has to be balanced. You have at this time on your planet ones who are severely misusing the various light-based technologies that were originally introduced to you by very special lighted souls, that your societies could have free gifts of energy without the decimation of the planet and pollution. This would be Nikola Tesla and many others. These technologies work on the father-mother light principle of creation. These are called scalar technologies, and they produce energy from seemingly nothingness, of seemingly empty space. But there is no such thing in the known physical universe as seemingly empty space. All space has a frequency and a vibration associated with it. The ignorance about these basic facts by the controlling 2% is what now allows for the possibility of great unbalance to be unleashed. That there has a tremendous impact on the overall balance of the entire universe which you live. So this, what is happening here, will affect the entire universe of which we live. So this sort of misuse or lack of knowledge is unacceptable to the communities who live consciously in the rest of the universe. A universe, by the way, that you so arrogantly think you are the center of, or are at some pinnacle of evolution within, and this thought is not true and will not be tolerated. The type of misuse that has caused great concern for many who are a part of this karmic connection to your planet, and as well ceases to concern about those innocent ones who are, for the most part, unaware of the existence of such devices or the enormous impact associated with them, especially in the terms of tampering with the material soul essence light. These technologies do affect the soul, and they do affect our light. The ones need to come into realization of their connection to all, to everything, everywhere. To truly understand this, you need to understand a basic picture of where you come from and how you have come into existence. This is the reason that you need these insights, so that all of you can make the proper connections and proceed forward in a balanced manner that will free you from the karmic trap. Be grateful for this and every opportunity that you have to grow and experience, for it is the first law of creation that states, "Go forth and experience." These are the opportunities to grow and fulfill this basic principle of existing. Seek understanding within the light, for as you come closer and closer to the realization of who you are, and then the true potential of your being, you can be sure that the adversarial dark forces shall increase their attacks upon you. And also, it will affect, potentially, those around you. Be persistent and know when God stands on your side, you have the entire universe behind you. I am Violino Saint Germain. Come as Kohan or teacher of the seventh ray of the Creator's basic spectrum. I represent the violet ray of transmutation, change, and evolution. Blessings to you all. So that is the wisdom of the rays, and that is a message from Saint Germain about how to transmute your thoughts and your reality so you can hit the seventh ray of transmutation and ascension and graduation through your own corrections of repairing the damage of miscreating through ignorance which is not wrong per se. It's truly not. It's allowed to learn, and that's why it's granted, so you could learn. And when you learn, you understand how to not replicate something that hurt another or hurt you or caused harm. You now see through learning. And through that learning, you connect to the inner part of you, and you can transform that through not repeating the same action again, learning from it. That right there balances karma. So if the opportunity presents itself again and you choose a better path, you choose a different way, that immediately pretty much can resolve it. Try to forgive. Forgive as much as you can. Forgive all of it. To not forgive it is only going to hurt you. And when you realize the damage that unforgiveness does within your own being, it has nothing to do with the other person. But if you're holding hurt over another person or another problem or situation, for you to choose to sit in that is not a good choice. The only way to balance and stabilize it is to stabilize it within you, to stabilize it within yourself. So you need to find a way to forgive it. And when you can truly forgive it, you are usually brought into a new level of truth about the situation that you might not have seen before. And most often it's a humbling experience because you see it from a higher place above yourself, which gets the ego out of the way, and you see more of the how it affects everything. You see more of the emotional feeling part of the truth of what this actually produced, because feelings are our energy in motion. What we feel about ultimately is what we bring about, because the feeling produces the energy field that surrounds you. You're literally in a bubble of emotion, and that emotion is the energy in motion of God. So the energy in motion in you creates your reality. So what you feel about creates faster than what you even think about, because the emotion is the magnetic force that creates in this reality. So what we feel about, we truly bring about. What we think about, we bring about. So the mind and the heart, when they're both in unity, when they're connecting with a thought and emotion, that produces the reality. It can really create powerfully from that position, because when all three agree, manifestation is very possible. So correct everything you can. Forgive everything that you can. Right now it's critical for us to clear as much as we can, because we don't know how much time we have on this realm. All of us come here for a time, and all of us are here for a very important reason. And here, this time now is to help correct and clear any karma that you can and any trauma that you hold. And if you have the ability to even go back into past lifetimes, that helps you heal the whole line of your ancestors. So it is really powerful when you go back deeper, because it affects more of you, which is directly the biggest parts of you are within your familial lines. So the bloodlines of your direct family lineages, those would be affected most powerfully through changes that you make in your blood and in your consciousness, because your DNA is vibrating based on the information it's holding and how it's processing said information. That's why we all have unique frequencies, because none of us perceive the same experience the same way. That's why we all have unique codes from Creator, because creation needed to experience it all. And that's why we're all uniquely different. So it could be fulfilled to experience all of it through the diversification of how all of us would be seeing it from different ways. That's the beauty of creation. So that's the greatest gift we have. Our differences are our strongest potential for truth. So the more diverse that we are, the better of a chance we will be able to see the fullness of the situation that we're looking at. So when we look at a certain situation, we see it from our own perception, our own eyes, our own view, from our own experiences and the own information we hold in our consciousness. No two people see it the same way. And that is a fabulous, fabulous tool, because what you don't see, they do. And even if you don't agree with what is being shown by the other opinions of what they perceive it to be, none of it's wrong. It's all right. It's all right, because it's all part of an experience. And to know that there is really just in the bottom end, all of it is all. All of it is present. All of it is present. So for the nothing, which is unfathomable, to separate itself out of nothing, was the ability for us to perceive creation. And it comes through the perception of creation. You can't perceive nothing. You can't perceive everything if you don't have anything to perceive it with. And that was why the all separated from itself for creator creation. Because what's the point of being a creator if you can't observe your creation? So this was like God showed me that you're my hands. I create all of it, and you live it, and I get to understand it and experience it through you. Through the separation of the all was the only way I could understand what I am, what I can do, how I create. So all of you have parts of me, and I'm experiencing through you as creation, as the creator, and experiencing all of it. So it's a profound thing of what we are connected to and what we're a part of as a soul family. It's magnificent and beautiful. So no, heal everything that you can, because it's really going to make a difference, and it's going to help you. It's going to help you, and when it helps you, it helps your whole family. And the further back you can go, and the more that you can clear and heal within you, it affects the entire world. And right now, the Creator is explaining to me that our world is a reflection of what is happening in our consciousness. So everything that's happening here, we will be held accountable for. So try to think well, and try to think healing, and try to think balance, to balance out the karma on our planet. And the truth is a very strong balancing tool for the karma that we've endured through the darkness that we've been walking through for many, many, many thousands of years at this point. So understand there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the sword of truth is now being activated on this planet, and it will crush and destroy and cancel out much of the karma that we have incurred and endured. So focus on the water, send love to it, send love to Mama Earth, send love to Father, send love to all of it, nothing missing, nothing broken. Send love and healing and forgiveness to all of it. And remember, none of us are perfect. We have come into a fallen state of consciousness to experience that, so you can learn from it. And with that, we've learned the power of being in a lower dimensional physical realm with all of its challenges and all of its beauty. And that's when you can balance it, is when you can see, my God, there's so many challenges, and it's a really scary place here sometimes. But then on the other hand of it, we get to experience the greatest love and the most beautiful planet. So it's in perfect balance. It truly is. But we're clearing. The scales are always tipping like this, back and forth, but ultimately everything is all present. It's all perfectly balanced. It's just going like this, just like the pulse of the universe. It goes in breaths and waves. It's like God inhales and then exhales, and that's the movement that we're seeing right now. We are going through a transition of the breath, and we're getting ready to go into a more involuted stage instead of an exhalation stage, and we are going to expand through the inhalation of the last cycle. It's so hard to explain in words what I see with these cycles of time and how they interlock and program and lock each other into new light band frequencies of code. So we're creating a new cycle, and we are collapsing 3 to produce the 1, which will again have 3 layers of creation within it. So build well. Know that you are the architects of creation. the divine spark of God, it literally lives within you. And when you connect to the God within you, you get to connect to God's universal mind. And that is your right as his child. So connect to the source light of all that is. Call it whatever you want. Utilize whatever religious belief, faith, structure you have to connect to that. It matters not, because when I go to my highest point, it's all one. So I love all of you for all your different beliefs and all of your different religions, and everything that you do is the fullness of my world. So I'm grateful for all of it. I don't agree with all of it, nor will I participate in all of it, but I can appreciate it existing in this creative process that we're existing within. So no, I honor, love, and respect all of it and all of you. And the wisdom of the rays, I'll bring you some more. I would really like to next get into the how they explain God and how they look at God. And it really resonates with me, because it's basically the all and the all that is, and it's all light, and that is what we all are made from. And so is everything in our reality. It's all made of atoms, light, atom. So all is one when you get down to the source of the matter. So I love you guys. I hope you found this information helpful. And I know that this is key to what we're doing right now. We're working with these rays of light. We're bringing in new rays. And we're bringing in the 7th, the purple, the violet fire, which is the fire of transmutation, which means ready or not, here we come. Transmutation is part of this new cycle. So let's transform it into hopefully the most positive timeline that we can reach. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, Soul Tribe.